So on our 7th day here in Morocco to check out their readiness when it comes to hosting the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. The journey started here at the Tangier Stadium, one of the 5 cities that will be hosting this competition. We managed, of course, to look around the facility that we are told will be done by the end of September. It is a facility that Senegal will be hosting all their 3 group stage games. That is against the Congo, against Botswana and Benin. The facility will also be hosting 1 round of 16, 1 quarterfinal and 1 semi-final. But we are also told it is one of the facilities that Morocco are submitting for the 2030 World Cup that they will be hosting with Portugal and Spain. It can take up to 65,000 spectators, and we are told that Senegal has so many fans around this area, so they will be expecting a full house in all the 3 games they will be playing, and of course also the other games that will be coming in the knockout stages. We are going to be looking at the hotels and the training grounds in this facility, but also we are going to be doing the same in the other 4 cities around Morocco. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations will be starting on the 21st of December 2025 and will be going all the way to the 16th of January 2026. So our tour of the grandstand Tanger officially is underway. Of course, it is also one of the stadiums that will not only be used for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations later this year, but also the 2030 World Cup that Morocco, Portugal and Spain are going to be hosting. But for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, it is the stadium that will host all the 3 home games for Senegal, who are the 2019 champions. It will host a round of 16 fixture. It will host a quarterfinal fixture. It will also host a semi-final fixture. So those are a total of 6 games it will be hosting for the Africa Cup of Nations that is coming up later this year. Like you can see, works are still ongoing, but information we are told is that the stadium will be done by the end of September 2025. The playing surface is already done. It is hybrid. It is going to be a 60,000 capacity seater, or it is a 60,000 capacity seater roofed. The roof is going to be done very soon. We are told in 2 weeks the roof will be done. So if the AFCON is coming up in December 2025 and you have this facility done come the end of September 2025, then you feel that probably Morocco are in a good place. It is one of the 9 facilities that is going to be used for the Africa Cup of Nations. A total of 9 venues in 5 different cities. Of course, Tanger is one of the cities. And like I did say, it will be the best for Senegal. This is where they will be basing. They will be playing all their 3 games here against the DRC, against Benin, and against Botswana. A round of 16 tie, a quarterfinal, and a semi-final. It will also have a running track, so it's not a facility that is only going to be hosting football games. It will also have a running track, so it can host several track and field events beyond football. And of course, like I told you, it is also one of the facilities earmarked for the 2030 World Cup that Morocco, Spain, and Portugal will be hosting. Of course, our tour continues of the grandstand Tanger here in Morocco. The elevator taking us to other places to see. I'm most interested in seeing the media tribune, where it's located and how it was designed, because if I'm to cover games here, that is the area I'll be working from. To a different section of the stadium. The designing is out of this world. Interested in knowing what this place is. So, what's this place? I'll probably have to wait for an interpreter. But one of the other places where you can have a very, very, very beautiful view of the facility. Of course, the media tribune still under construction. This place can take like up to 1,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, or even more than that. It's very big, very big. It can take close to 1,000 people, 1,000 journalists on a good day if it is full to capacity. Yeah, but you can also see that actually you have the best view of everything that is happening here.
Operator, yeah,
900 cameras
yeah,
just for the
in
stadium.
stadium and all around.
Okay.
With the face, I don't know how you can say,
Okay.
identification. Yeah, exactly. This is the fulcrum.
For CAF security and local security.
Exactly.
So they see movements all inside and outside the stadium.
And also they have a great view. Usually the VOC are inside.
Yeah.
They have even a window. Like look what we have here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
very, very good view.
So the tour does continue at the Grand Stade Jantel as we go check out the different sections that make up this 65,000 capacity seater, one of the stadiums for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, but also the 2030 World Cup that Morocco will be hosting with Portugal and Spain. For the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, this facility will host close to 6 games. Like I said earlier, 3 of those will be the group stage games of Senegal versus Congo, Senegal versus Benin, Senegal versus Botswana. It's also a facility that will host a round of 16, a quarterfinal, and a semifinal for the Africa Cup of Nations. So we're going to go check out other sections and see how far the progress is going. We are told it will be done by the end of September, just in time for the Africa Cup of Nations that starts on the 21st of December to the 16th of January 2026. Yeah, so this is just an interior of a skybox in the VIP section, where the person who purchased the skybox or some of the invited guests will first relax before the game, during the game, at halftime, after the game. But then, if they want to get closer to the action, they'll just find their way here, occupy some of these seats that allows them to take in the atmosphere and all that. But also, if they want to watch from this side, they can always comfortably watch from this side. That is one of the areas. This is the other. This one is more spacious. where people who literally come early before kickoff can relax, network, have a bite, but also after the game. Too much traffic jam, not in a rush going anywhere. They always first chill here before they eventually find their way home after the game. Very, very executive place. Gives you a sense of belonging, the comfort that anyone would yearn for, especially if you've bought your ticket expensively and you want to get that VIP treatment. This is just part of the plan. I'll try to get closer to the playing surface. Of course, these are still temporary. They will probably have permanent ones installed later. Trying to get closer to the playing surface. Definitely won't be allowed to step onto the grass. Woo! Hello. Salam alaikum. You speak English? Yeah. The closest I can get to the playing surface, you can see security is very tight to make sure I don't step onto the surface. Of course, I have no plans of stepping onto the surface, but it is ready for action. Ready for action. So the media tribune up there, of course, like I did say earlier, still under construction, but you can see that it's very big. Can take up to 1,000 journalists on a good day. And that is only written press, or probably people who got access to the media tribune, not the photographers or video camera people who will be watching games from elsewhere. Of course, just to give you a 360 kind of view from just the level of the playing surface of this facility, one of the 9 facilities that we are going to be touring on this 7-day journey of ours here in Morocco. Then probably from there we will have a clear picture view where the country stands ahead of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. 24 countries, including the Uganda Cranes, will be taking part in that competition. Uganda returning to the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time since 2019, when they reached the round of 16 in Egypt. They missed the one in Cameroon, missed the one in Ivory Coast, and they are in that group together with Tunisia, Nigeria, and Tanzania. The Cranes won't be playing in Tanger city. 2 of their games will be played in Rabat. That's against Tunisia and Tanzania. Then their last group game against Nigeria will be played in Fez. We shall also be visiting that facility. This is the tunnel that leads you to the dressing rooms or leads you to the pitch. You get a sense of feeling that it will look much more better than it does now. Though by the look of things, it already looks like it is complete. But being Morocco and the international standards they want to maintain, you get this gut feeling that they still have a lot of work they will be doing on this tunnel to probably give it the final touches that should be meeting international standards. There you go. So this is usually where the players will be probably waiting from. Right there is one of the dressing rooms. The other side. I've been told that this area here is the mixed zone, where journalists get to interact with the players after the game when they are leaving their dressing rooms, are heading to the buses. There's usually that session where you get an opportunity to interact, get up close with a player of your choice if they really want to talk to you anyway. So that's, we are told, that will be happening here in the mixed zone. That is, of course, right next to the tunnel. So Aaron, I told you about the dressing rooms. Probably have players coming from their dressing rooms and going to their buses, or the home team coming from their dressing room going to their buses, to their bus rather. This is where it all happens when the media gets a chance to interact with the players. So we are going to go check out the press conference room, but also one of the dressing rooms. I'm excited about the dressing rooms, how they look. Of course, usually such facilities have more than 2 dressing rooms because of the nature of competitions that they host and all that.
C'est
So,
l'accès de l'entraîneur et des joueurs. Donc,
So this is the access to the players and the coach.
this is a press conference room. Wow. Oof. So I'll just go to the back to give you a clear view of the press conference room. That is where coaches, players, captains, man of the match usually come to address the media after the game, but also pre-match press conferences. Coach, one of the players, usually do come to address the media. It's very huge, can take up to 300 to 500 people. So I'm literally standing at the back of the press conference room. And this is the view from the back. But also in here is where you have the interpreters, because different people are speaking different languages, so you'll need interpretation. So this is where you'll have the interpreters interpreting in the language of your choice. This side you have people controlling the press conference. Get the gut feeling that they'll probably be using robots sometimes. So this is the area where all that happens. You'd want to call a control room. So wow. After here, we'll be having a look at the dressing rooms. The chairs, I must say, they look comfortable. Enough leg room, the comfort. You are able to see exactly what is happening. The light is perfect for people who want to capture video.
Si Lennon, pour Instant Foot, quel est votre ressenti suite à ce match?
On va voir les vestiaires.
Yes, go and watch the dress, see the dressing room.
So we are heading to the dressing rooms. Check them out. I must admit, I've been blown away by the way the press conference room was designed and set up. It looks marvelous. Give you the sense of comfort when you are doing your job. So this is one of the dressing rooms. One of the dressing rooms. Woo.
Assez large parce que là on dit 60 cm, nous on est sur des casiers de 90 cm.
So we have 36 seats. And what's for the players?
36 seats in one of the dressing rooms.
We have 4 dressing rooms of this nature.
Yeah, the stadium has a total of 4 dressing rooms, we are told. Table, usually you have meals here, fruits and all that. Screen for tactics. Another screen to probably follow what is happening, probably here, sometimes elsewhere. But also, the washrooms. After the game, before the game, at halftime, after the game, so players can have an opportunity of freshening up. Yeah. Of course, you always wonder how jerseys are hung when the AFCON comes around, or even the World Cup. Of course, all this place will be well branded. Sometimes with the pictures, the numbers, and the names of the players, showing you exactly where you should be sitting and all that, to really make you feel special and appreciated, especially if you're representing your country at a stage like the Africa Cup of Nations or even the World Cup. So this is just one of the 4 one of the 4 dressing rooms at the Grand Stade Tanger here in Tanger City. One of the 5 cities that will be hosting the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, but also one of the 9 venues that will be hosting the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. It is also one of the venues that Morocco will be submitting to host the 2030 World Cup that they will be hosting with Portugal and Spain. It can accommodate up to 65,000 spectators. So I'll just take you back to the pitch from the press conference room. This is where the players assemble before they take onto the pitch. We'll just take you there one more time. You see it's probably from a proper view. From a player's point of view. So this is it. And the roars of the crowd.